Welcome to Fierce, Fun, Feminine, and Other F Words. I'm Christine Elizabeth, and I help women unstuck themselves. F is for friendship. This is the second episode in a two-part series about friendships for women. Last week, we talked about friendship with ourselves. This week, we're talking about the girlfriends. Are you ready? Let's get started. I love my husband, but it is nothing like a conversation with a woman that understands you. I grow so much from those conversations. Beyonce. Women thrive in friendship. We thrive with our girlfriends, our gal pals, our tribe. But you know, in the last year and a half, a lot has shifted in the friendships of women. Actually, in friendships of everyone, but this is a podcast for the girls. So we're going to talk about us today specifically. Working from home, restaurants were closed, all the things that happened in the pandemic shifted friendships to going face-to-face to more online, less distance. We're not at work with coworkers. Some of you are. It's changed things. We've seen high anxiety and depression. We've seen loneliness. A lot has come out of this pandemic. That's why I want to talk about friendship today, because there are things we can do to change that. It's on us to change it, because if we're waiting for the world to get back to normal, who knows when that's going to be? We don't know. So we need to be proactive and take care of us. And if you're like me and you have at least one really good girlfriend that you can tell anything, she knows so much stuff, she could never not be your friend because she knows everything. She knows all your good, bad, and your ugly. You are blessed because it only takes one. But we need to get there. And some of us have shifted in a place where we feel lonely because we don't have that right now. And I want you to know you're normal. That's happening. It's happening across the globe, but we can also do something to change it. Before we even get into our adult friendships, I want you to take a walk with me back to your childhood. Think about yourself. And if you're a mom, I want you to also think about your children as you're raising them, wherever they are in their stage of life. Compared to children who lack friends, kids with good friends have higher self-esteem and can cope with life stresses and transitions, and they're also less victimized by their peers. We already know as we grew up what our friendship circle looked like. You may have some memory block. I do, because of some things that happened. I had some traumatic experiences. So some of my memories are fuzzy. Maybe you can relate to that. But I do remember, if I take you through this walk, this journey of your childhood, it will trigger some things. I do remember some things. And then as a teenager, I remember most of it. So I want you to think about this. In the first stage, when you're growing up, 7 years and younger, friendship is based on your physical or geographical location. It's more self-centered. It's not about, and especially if you're a mom now, you can relate to this. You're not driving 45 minutes for your child to meet up with somebody because they get along. It's more, this child is about your age and you both like to play outside, or you both like to, play with dolls and Barbies and doll houses or whatever. It's more centered around location and that type of thing. And in the second stage, kids between 7 and 9 start to learn reciprocity, and they develop an awareness of each other's feelings. So I don't know if you can go back to your childhood and remember who you were friends with before you were 9 or 9, that age, but you probably didn't say, "Mom, can you drive me across town to play with this person?" Mom had you play with whoever was nearby. Then during adolescence, friendships assume a bigger role, they have more significant. They are multifaceted, and I want you to think of middle school and high school. Adolescents become more independent of their families, right? Moms, you need to let that happen. My kids are in their 20s now, so I can look back and tell you, yes, you want to control who they're spending time with, but they're also trying to find themselves. So they're choosing their friends. And so were you when you were at that age. And they depend increasingly upon their friends to provide them emotional support. So now they're not coming to you as much, especially in middle school. They're probably not coming to you as much as they used to, and you're feeling a little distant. Well, you did the same thing. Think about it when you were that age. So if you're a mom, I'm talking to you. Be patient. It's a phase. They come back to you. They do. But you need to take off the pressure of controlling them and making them come to you and let them come to you naturally, because now they're developing their social skills and they're forming their skills with other people. How does this feel? You try people on, so to speak, and can you trust? They're learning all of this with friendships, and so did you. So when you look back at when I was in middle school, it was called junior high. So that was a long time ago. Junior high and high school. Let's just call it 7th grade through 12th grade. What did your friendships look like? How did you choose your friends? If you were active in an activity, let's say you were in a club at school, you were in a choir, or you were in a sport, most likely your friends came out of that activity, and that's who you spent time with. Were you a shy child? Was it hard for you to make friends? Were you on the quiet side? Did you just have one or two? Because all of that shaped everything about you as you got into your 20s and adulthood. Now, I want you to think about your children as you're listening to this as well. Are they in middle school or high school? Where are their friends coming from? Do you have an idea? Do you have a pulse on what they talk about? Before I get into that, though, something to think about. More than half, this came from PsychCentral.com, more than half of the children referred for emotional or behavioral problems have no friends, or they experience difficulty in peer interactions. Friendships contribute significantly to the development of social skills, such as being sensitive to other people's point of view, learning the rules of conversation, and learning sex and age-appropriate behaviors. They also help define both self and self-worth. Okay, that's a lot. That is a quote from Psych Central. More than half of the children referred for emotional and behavioral problems have no friends or experience difficulty in peer interactions. I'm sharing this for you if you're a mom, but also, was that you as a kid? And how are you doing today? Because I want you to give yourself a pat on the back if you have at least one good friend you can confide in, because you came out on the other side. You, my friend, if that was you, if you were a troublemaker and you didn't have a lot of friends because of whatever, maybe you were a victim as a child of an abusive situation and you were in a shell and afraid to reach out, you did it. You did it. And I want you to feel good about that. You came out on the other side, and look at you now. There's my pep talk for you. And how about for those of you that were the social butterfly? I was a social butterfly, but I didn't confide my deepest, darkest secrets with every single girl. In fact, there were only one or two that I really confided in. The rest were just there. Can you relate to that? If you were a person that was more social, if you were maybe in a crowd of, cheerleaders or DECA, that was a group that a lot of girls came out of that I would hang out with. Whatever it is, maybe you were around a big group of girls, but you didn't confide in all of them. That's normal. Same for today as an adult. But those relationships shaped you. Did anyone break your trust back then? Maybe you have struggle with female friendships today because you were wounded by someone as an adolescent or a teenager. Well, it's time to fix that, because you can't make all of your future decisions based on one old wound, right? Based on one person, especially as a child, because kids are growing up and learning and fumbling and making mistakes. We have to take that old wound and realize people grow up. Yes, some character traits don't change, but you don't know until you try. So go back to your high school days or college years. How are your friendships with your girlfriends? Did you have one that you could just sit there face to face or get on the phone, whenever you were allowed to be on the phone as a child, and just yak forever and talk about, first it's usually school, but not usually school. You want to talk about the other girls because it was gossipy, or you want to talk about the cute boys or what to wear, all of those things. That shapes your relationship as an adult. I remember one of my closest friends in high school, best friend, we used to do everything together, but we also would shop together. We would play with makeup together. We were growing up literally together. Our moms were in the background, but we were really forming who we were. She was my right arm at the time. We did everything. We didn't go anywhere without each other. We weren't even in the same exact sports or activities. She was a ballerina. I was a figure skater. So we had a similar background, but we were in different groups of people. But that is who we clung to each other. She was my girl. We were together. And I just think back to that friendship, and she is clear across the country right now. We don't stay in touch as much as we used to. But when my father passed away, she showed up at the service for his celebration of life. And it was just like, she's still there for me. That's the kind of friend that I want you to have. She doesn't have to be in your life 24/7, but you know when things are serious or when you need someone, they're going to be there. It's priceless. So over time, I have said this to my kids so many times, I can say it with my eyes closed. We become our friends as we mirror their thoughts, beliefs, and actions. This is how I tell them. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so you need to choose wisely. I have said that to my children from young, early age until now in their 20s, and I'm going to tell you, who do you spend the most time with? The 5 people. Now, some of you are going to say, I don't even see 5 people right now because we don't do anything. Okay, I want you to think about the 5 you are closest to. You are going to become the average of those 5 people. Science says that's what happens. You pick up their habits, you pick up their opinions, you absorb their quirks and personalities, their sayings. Have you ever noticed that you hung out with someone and you started picking up some of their sayings they would say? It happens. So examine your own life right now. Who are the 5 people you're spending the most time with? And are they living a life that you want to emulate? Are they living in a way that you want to live? Do they behave in a way that you want to behave? If so, if yes, you are golden. You've got a great group of people around you. But if not, if you look at them and go, oh, they don't do anything, or they're just potatoes. They go to work and they do nothing, or they gossip, or they're hooked on negative news all day long, and I just can't. If that's the case, it is on you to not change them, to go find someone new that you can identify some similarities, maybe a way or a lifestyle, a way of living that you like, and befriend them. And we're going to get to that later. But those things matter. That shapes you. Do you want to change your life in some way? And you feel stuck because you don't have anybody surrounding you that understands what that change is going to look like? Maybe you are really in a weight struggle right now. You want to change your body. You want to change your eating habits. No one in your family is interested in any of that. They are all about whatever they want to eat, when they want to eat it. They're not into fitness. Maybe it's just not something important to them. You are going to struggle unless you get in a group of people that have like-minded goals. That's why joining a gym is so important, right? If you get to the gym, you're with people that want to do the same thing as you. It helps you move forward. You actually meet people there that are on the same path. Same thing with business, career. Are you surrounded by people that are kind of just ho-hum, not growing, and you're into self-improvement? You want to grow, do more, be more. Maybe you want to do a side hustle and you have this dream inside you, and everybody around you is just there. They clock in, they clock out. They're doing their thing, but they have no interest in personal growth. You listen to podcasts. I'm going to assume you're interested in growth. You're going to have to find some people that are also interested in growth. Career growth, personal growth. If you can't find that person face to face, you can get virtual mentors, virtual friends through podcasts, through social media groups, Facebook groups. You can find people to surround yourself with that you think, okay, if I inundate myself with all of these kind of people, I am going to be able to move the needle in my life. So there are things you can do to get unstuck. According to a study in the Journal of Health and Social Behavior in 2010, having strong social ties can boost your immune system and help you live a longer, more fulfilling life. Not only that, those researchers found that cultivating friendships can decrease the risk of heart disease and high blood pressure, as well as reduce the impact of stress and chronic pain. Holy moly! Did you just hear that? Okay, I'm going to repeat this for you. This is in the Journal of Health and Social Behavior in 2010. Strong social ties, these are the benefits. Immune system boost. Right now, who is interested in that? The whole world. Get some friends. Longer, more fulfilling life. Risk of heart disease and high blood pressure decreases. Stress and chronic pain decreases just from social ties. Amazing, right? Here's another one. The psychology behind strong female friendships. According to a study in the Journal of Clinical Oncology, women with early-stage breast cancer were 4 times more likely to die from cancer if they did not have very many friends. Those with a larger group of friends with early-stage breast cancer had a better survival rate. The beneficial effect of friendship was felt whether the friends lived near or far. Holy cow! So now we can add cancer survival is improved because of social ties. Why are we talking about friendship today? Here you go. Having some girlfriends can literally save your life. Literally. Have you really thought about that? Probably not. You're just going through life thinking, I'm so blessed to have a friend. Or maybe you're right now going through life going, I wish I had more. You know, I can relate to that. I'm in that place. I'm in a place where I am growing even more. I keep reinventing myself. It's a curse. But I am really trying to level things up in my work. And most people my age are slowing down. They're talking about downsizing their house, not working as much. I'm not there yet. I'm still going. I have so much I want to share with the world before my bell rings. And I want to be around people that are still there. They're contributing, they're growing, they're into personal growth, business growth, all the things. And that doesn't mean that I leave behind the friends that I have, but it does mean I am getting myself positioned to make new friendships with people that are in a similar situation because they can relate to me. My current friends can't relate. They are not there. They are doing family. You know, some of them still have kids at home. They are just humming along at work, happy to have a job. They are getting ready to retire. They're all in different phases of life. And here I am in my 50s saying, heck no, I'm not retiring. I'm going. I'm not even close. I don't want to stop until I have to. So I'm at a place where I have great support with very close, I would actually say one person that knows everything. She's my rock, and we are there for each other all the time. But outside of that, when you talk about the 5 people that shape you, I am building. Here we are. Like, are you kidding me? I'm making new friends. Yes, I'm in the process because I know that it matters. I know that it can change things. So where are you? Do you have that group that you could have a girlfriend weekend? Do you have that group that you have to fly to meet somewhere because you're scattered all over the country? Do you have a group that live nearby, your coworkers, and you get together regularly for happy hour? Or are you in a place where you're ready? You might feel a little lonely. Maybe you feel like you could definitely use some more friends, but how the heck do you do that as an adult woman? Well, girlfriend, I've got you. We're going to talk about that. But before we do, I want to go over the types of girlfriends that we can have. And you are going to laugh through some of this and you're going to go, yep, that's true for some of this, because there are different types of friends. Some of our friends are our fun friends. I have one friend, the only thing we have in common is salsa dancing and drinking red wine. We don't have anything. Well, we're moms of adult children. But other than that, you know, there's nothing. There's even language barrier, right? We have cultural differences. We have different goals. We have all kinds of differences, but that's a friend that if I want to go out salsa dancing, I know I'm going to have the most fun of the week if I go with her. So Don't you have friends like that too? Like there's certain things you call on. Well, let's just go over it. Okay, so this is also on psychcentral.com. It's a website that I have fun on, but this is the different types of female friends that they went through and identified. And I want to see if you can relate to any of these. Okay, the first type is the leader. She's the friend we feel we have to have because this is like the make or break your social life. The leader is the one who's the winner. She's strong. She's outspoken. She understands how potent she is, that her words make a difference. She's the one who gets us invited to parties. She makes the decisions for herself and the friends. She's the leader of the pack. If everybody's like, I don't care, where do you want to go? I don't care, where do you want to go? This is the one that's going to say, okay, we're going here. We're going to be there at 7. This is what we're wearing. This is how long we're going to be, yada, yada, yada. That's that girl. She's the leader. Then, in opposite to that, is the doormat. The doormat friend is a martyr. The position she takes around her friends is she's not the one to make demands known. She rarely questions anything. She's useful when any friend in any category is in any bad way. The doormat absorbs all of the sorrows willingly. She yearns to belong to a group. She seeks out intimate friendships. She isn't critical. She never gives you a hard time. Sad to call it a doormat, but she's not standing up for herself. She's not making decisions for herself. She just wants to be in a group so bad, she will take all of the hard stuff. So that's Psych Central calling her that, not me. Okay, you can identify that friend. How about the sacrificer? The sacrificer is the friend who leaps for you in tough times. You lean on this person. She'll answer her phone in the dead of the night to console you. You know that if you call this girl at 3 a.m., she's going to answer. She searches for closeness when it motivates her. She's confident that she can handle a friend's expectations. And when she discovers that her friends are less dedicated than she is, she feels disappointed. How about this one? The misery lover. Oh my gosh, I know exactly who this is in my life. I'm not going to share, but I want you to think about your life. Enough women describe their misery lover as a friend who cares more about your bad news than your good news. They rally when a crisis hits, and they're even able to take something small and make it a mountain, right? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she did that to you. Or, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. And although we find her consoling when our chips are down and we're feeling down on life, like, let's say you've gained weight or you lost your job or you had a fight with your mother, whatever, you're in a divorce, this person loves that. She's there for you. She's right there. But as soon as your situation improves, she wants nothing to do with you anymore. She kind of distances herself. She's the misery lover. Misery loves company kind of girl. How about the user? The user stands alone in how every step she takes is purposeful and deliberate. She's exciting and charismatic, and she knows how to wheedle her way into your life and firmly entrench herself. She always has a hidden agenda. She considers what is best for her. The conflict is she's appealing. There's a sense that the friendship is attractive enough to keep it intact, even though it's frustrating as heck. Do you have one of those? Okay, we all know about the frenemy, but let's just talk about the dark side of this one. She has manipulation as the underlying factor in her friendships. Many times, unlike that of blatant enemies of yours, her acts are refined. She's someone who, instead of being an open enemy, she acts like your friend, but behind closed doors, she is not your friend. We keep them close because you want to keep your enemies close, to keep a watch on them. You know you shouldn't even associate with this person, but you do. Do you have one of those? How about the trophy friend? The trophy friend is out for the conquest of making you her friend. You end up elevating her to a new level, and she offers you something you didn't already have. She's capable of seduction. She discovers you, and then it's so thrilling to be together, and she's savvy about intimacy and passion, but she falls short on commitment. That's not my definition. This one is from this website. She might be your friend because you're the member of the country club, and she wants to be friends with you because she wants to be able to rub shoulders with people like that. So you can see that there's nothing about true intimacy and connection. It is more about Trophy, what does it look like? How about the mirroring friend? The mirroring friend has an identity that resonates with your own, so you're drawn to her. Your mirroring friend wants to be with you in good times and bad times. They want to match joy and sorrow, and they provide comfort and solace. Not a bad friend to have. You also have a sharer, like she shares. Women are known to trade confidences. The sharer not only will tell all, but will pour herself into your friendship. She remains emotionally open, friendly, and focused, and she wants you to be her best friend. This kind of friend anticipates a serious pledge from her friends and feels that she, based on her own path, can ask for it. She is just super deep. She goes there right away. She wants to connect. She shares it all. Then finally, there's the authentic friend. The authentic friend is the one you want. She's the one who has a high tolerance for your entanglements, and she's deeply committed to you. This relationship makes it worth all the ups and downs inherent in female friendships. She operates on mutual self-esteem, care, and flexibility. This is the friend who reinvents her role and adapts as friendships alter with time. And she remains steady with the patterns that happen over the years. This is the one you want. That's the one. I have one, literally only one of those. I think we're blessed if we can have just one. So let me go over that list again really quick. You have the leader, the decision maker. You have the doormat. You have the sacrificer who will do anything for you. The misery lover. The user, the frenemy, the trophy friend, the mirroring friend, the sharer or oversharer, and the authentic friend. Now, which one are you? Oh, flipping the tables on us, Christine? Yes, I am. Because when I was writing all this, I thought, oh my gosh, I wonder, how does this, I'm teaching this, but what about me? Who am I? What kind of person am I? Because I'm all about growth, and I'm going to push you to be all about growth. And even though it's okay to have different types of friends around, because sometimes you need the leader, sometimes you need the mirror friend, sometimes you need, the sacrificer, whatever. We all need those different types of friendships. But who do you want to be for your friends? Who do you want to be? Who do you have to step into? Let me do it again. Now I'm going to read this list again for you. Who do you want to be? The leader, the doormat, the sacrificer, the misery lover, the user, the frenemy, the trophy friend, hopefully none of those three, the mirroring friend, the sharer, or the authentic friend. Which one are you? Which one do you want to be? Okay, so now we know the benefits of friendship. They actually make you live longer, survive cancer 4 times more. I mean, really, whoever would have thought of that? Chronic stress, chronic pain, heart disease, all of these things, not even just the social connection and fun of it, but there's an actual immune system boost. There's so many healthy reasons to have good friends. But what if you're stuck in a place where you feel lonely and don't have any friends? What can you do? Well, I'm going to tell you because there are things you can do. Have you ever heard of Meetup? Meetup. So Meetup started, I don't know, a long time ago, early 2000s, 2002. It's a website or an app, either place you can find it, where people post activities and they're looking for like-minded people to join them. There are mountain biking meetups. There are artist meetups. There are wine lovers meetups. There's meetups for all different things, and it reaches out across a geographical area where you can join a meetup and just go. You don't have to know anyone. You just go on the website and look for an activity that you identify with. I think I'd have fun at this, and you go. And yeah, it takes some bravery if you're a shy person to go, but it's not going to kill you. Do it. Step out of your comfort zone. You want to meet some new people. You want to shape your life with people that are going to take you forward. This is what you're going to have to do. Okay, how about if you have a dog? This is actually was on Psychology Today. If you are lonely and looking for friends and you have a dog, take your dog for a walk in the park and find other dog owners. And let your dogs connect. If you have a dog, hopefully that won't bite the head off of another one. And start a conversation. And if you make it a regular visit to the same park, you eventually can make friends with other dog owners. And that is a simple, common interest that can help develop a friendship. Book clubs, they are surging again. They used to be popular years ago, and now the 20-something generation has started And it's so cool to see, and they are getting popular again. Are you a reader? Look for a book club. Go to your library. They get posted there all the time. So fun, easy way to read a book on your own and then get together with some gal pals to discuss it, make great friendships. How fun is that? Social media. Okay. My goal would be, in my perfect world, we would not be on screens as much as we are. I don't love it, but it's a tool. And if you can look at social media as a tool, not as a place to hang out, you're going to be, one, healthier, and two, you can use it to your advantage. If you're a business owner, you use it as a tool. You already know that. If you're someone that wants to make friends, you can go in the search bar and look for groups that have common interests for you. There are private Facebook groups that nobody can get in. You actually have to hit join. If you've never done it before, you find the group you want, hit join. They'll have you answer a couple questions. Then you get in a group that could be potentially global, but there will be no doubt people that live near you that share that same interest. What kind of interest? It could be anything. You could be an artist, a painter, a writer. You could be a mom raising toddlers. There are groups for that. You could be a professional. Let me think. Maybe you're an accountant. There are groups for accountants. You could be a teacher. There are groups for teachers. You could narrow it down. Second grade teachers, Facebook group. It exists. I can almost guarantee it. Anything you can think of is probably a private group on Facebook. Now, I'm not saying that I want you to hang out on Facebook all day, but if you spend some time in those groups, instead of spending time scrolling the feed, you have a better chance of making more meaningful connections. Okay, this one, I'm going to share it because it's the world we live in. I've never done it, but this is something you can do to make new friends. Apps. So you know how there's dating apps where you can meet someone to go out on a date, like Tinder and Bumble and all of that stuff. Well, there's friendship apps. And I did a little digging to learn about them, and it's pretty interesting. So Bumble is a dating app where you're looking for a partner to go on a date with. Bumble BFF is an app to find some girlfriends. So how cool is that? You can install the app and you literally swipe to connect. It's just something so simple, and it's geographical. So you can do that. Then there's another one called Hey Vina, V-I-N-A, V as in victory, V-I-N-A, Hey Vina. And Hey Vina I think it was developed by someone who moved clear across the country, was struggling to meet new people. And she developed an app for women who are in the same boat, that are in a new city because their job transferred them and they want to meet like-minded individuals. So that's another one. There's another app called Peanut, and Peanut is for moms. And that app is where you can connect with moms who are raising children in the same age group. And it's also based on geography, so you can find somebody in your area. Those are ways that you can meet people and expand your friendship circle. I hope that you will, because it can feel like a cold world out there, and friends make it a warmer place. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for being here. I hope this podcast feels like your friend. I hope it feels like you can just come here, feel good about yourself, learn a little something, and go out and move the needle in your life. If you enjoyed this episode, hit subscribe so you get notified the next time a new episode releases, and feel free to share this episode with a friend who may need a little nudge in finding new friends. Until next time, have a fierce, fun, feminine, and fabulous day.